Yes, we were at Bimas when the president came to open, the late President Moi. That is in early 1983. And that is where now I was identified nationally because we presented the music and they really loved the music. And first of all, I was not even conducting. I was somebody else was conducting, but I'm the one who trained the choir. Yes. So he said, repeat again. And again, we had even other songs also, but we did not sing Tawala Kenya. We sang. There is another one, Twajivunia Nchi ya Kenya, and we sang also Kenya Yetu Nchi Nzuri, and there was one discouraging people to overdrink. And during that time, he was closing down all bars. So he said, hey, this is a very good choir. He told us to sing 3 times. Then he said, now during my tour here, I will want this choir to be with me wherever I go. So we went all over until the day of the show. And the day of the show is now when I introduced Tawala Kenya. Because they did not even know. And the person who was producing was an expert. He came to hear us when we were rehearsing, and then he said that will be the climax of the performance. So it will be the last song in ours. So he even did a very big shot. So that's during that time that song is starting Tawala Kenya, and there's a big photograph of Muse in the screen there showing, and he carried out the day. And we called it a day. We went back to class. But after some time, somebody came from the administration in Mombasa and said, why can't you solo yourself? Because I was training and just leaving. Why can't you solo yourself? Next time when you are going, you solo yourself. No, so I was now being conducted, but I am the one solo. Now that is now when I was picked now to be the sole composer, trainer, and lead soloist. Yes. Yeah. So we were now invited to come for the 20th anniversary of independence in Nairobi, and that is the day that Nyayo Stadium was being opened. It was new, completely new. Uhuru Park was also being opened, so they invited our choir from Mombasa to be the main choir. That's teachers' choir of 200 teachers, and the children's choir pupils of 2,000. We were given a whole train from Mombasa to here, just for teachers, special train. So we came. We came, but due to circumstances that we didn't know, we never sang in all of those occasions. So the president was not amused. We went back to Mombasa. He asked, where is that choir I asked to come? And I think maybe he was explaining something else. So the next time when he was now coming to close the year in Mombasa, our choir was invited. And we sang several times. And then he said, this choir, we need it to be identified completely. We didn't know what he meant. So later on, I was called to Nairobi. First, they did not even tell me what to come. The director of education, the provincial director of education just came to my school, and I was acting headmaster. The headmaster also had been promoted to be education officer. So he came and they said, you are wanted in Nairobi. He never told me what I was going to do in Nairobi. And you are wanted at the airport. Go and pack your luggage, a few clothes to change, and come. So I went back, handed over to the senior teacher to be acting now, and came to Nairobi. When I came to Nairobi, it was a very interesting journey. When I came to Nairobi, I reported to the permanent secretary, Minister of Education. He was not there. I had to suspend. I went for a meeting in State House. So I was told he must see me before I go. So in the morning, I went at 6, went to his office. Then he told me, oh, are you the Mwalimu who sings with Mombasa teachers? I said, yes. How can we prove? I said, yeah, I am done with singing. Can you teach us a song? I said, there's no choir here. And he said, no, we are the choir. And then he collected some of his senior staff there, and he said, can you sing one of the songs? Teach us. I think he wanted to know. You know, sometimes you can be deceived, but it's not the right person.
He wanted to
so
confirm.
When I started singing, Kenya yetu nchi nzuri, yako nchi yangu twaipenda, he was very happy. Then he said another one. Then I sang Heko Jamhuri, which I had composed. That's the only song I was told. In all my songs, I was told to compose. Because when they were celebrating 20 years of independence, 1983, that is on 12th of December, it was a directive from above. And me, I did not know, I was a small person somewhere there. I was told that, can you compose, you are a composer, can you compose a signature tune, a song for the celebrations, 20th anniversary? So I composed, miaka 20 imepita wa Jamhuri Kenya yetu, haya sisi sote wananchi tushangilie, Heko Jamhuri, Heko Jamhuri, Heko Jamhuri, Kenya yetu yaenda mbele. So I sang that to them, said, oh, this is the right person, this is the right person. Yes. So they told me, now you are wanted immediately, now you are going to Kisumu. You see, they have not told me what I'm going to do. I was given a driver and drove on to Kisumu. I went and reported to the education officer, their director. Then he is the one now who told me what I was going to do, because I was not told to go and train a choir. I never even picked many music. I was just there. But then he asked me, you are going to train a choir. The president is visiting this region, Bondo region, after 3 days. Can you train a choir? But I said, I didn't carry music, but are you not the composer? So I had tried music throughout the night. I started training, and that's now the creation of the national mass choirs, because I trained all senior secondary schools in Siaya district. And when they came to sing, that was the first national one. It impressed everybody. That's now when the government decided to transfer me to Nairobi now to coordinate this program in Nairobi. I came to Nairobi, was first posted at the Ministry of Education quarters, and then Music Commission was created just because of those my activities. I could remember it was the late Mudavadi, the senior Mudavadi, when we were in State House in Eldoret. He's the one who, the president, I was called to go and perform. And you go to perform, the president is going to a function and a choir is put there, you train it there and present it there, just within hours. So they had already gathered some choirs in Nakuru, in Eldoret, I mean. And me, I'm being called from Kisii. I was in Kisii for another program, and I am told that train a choir. And at 1:30, the president is going to give some title deeds here. But then when we were in State House, the president came in one of the rooms. He liked walking wherever, waiting rooms. He said, then huyu mwalimu kutoka Mombasa yuko hapa. He's doing a good job. Then he was calling me Mwalimu kutoka Mombasa. He's doing a good job. Then the late Mudavadi said, yeah, he's doing a good job, but he has a problem with your activities. This is because of your movements. He is based in Ministry of Education, and the government, the audit queries, they say he should not be there because that the state functions program are not in that place. Then the president joked and said, pesa ya serikali ni pesa ya serikali tu, hata huko inaweza pelekwa tu. Although it caused a lot of things to be done. That's when now a vote was created in the Ministry of Education for creative arts, where music festival, sports, and drama festival, previously they never had any item in that. So when it was created, Dr. Arthur Kimol, because I was a small person, I could not head the department. So they identified the late Dr. Arthur Kimol from Kenyatta University to come and head. So he was now my boss. But then, during the course of that time, Mudavadi proposed that what about, there was a commission going around collecting music opinions on the public from the public about music. Where did it go? Then the late Ezekiel Oyugi of Provincial Commission said, oh, they are ready. They wanted to present their report to the museum because they just need some appointment. Then Mudavadi said, Your Excellency, can't that be made a department, a music institution, so that these people can be pushed there? Then the president, that is okay. The following day at 1, I hear in the radio, His Excellency the President has appointed Professor Washington Omondi to be the head. He has created Permanent Presidential Music Commission and appointed Professor Washington Omondi to head it. Yes. And that is when we went to. I was posted now to Presidential Music Commission, whereby I have been now coordinating music, creating a lot of music, going all over Kenya, training big mass choirs and small mass choirs, both universities, secondary schools, primary schools, churches, and everywhere. And because of the challenge, because people liked my songs, creativity was now there. And now there is most of the, what even made me now create more on patriotic music was the chaos within the neighboring countries, especially Somalia, Uganda, and Congo. I was seeing refugees coming to Kenya and the way they were suffering, and you hear how they walked from those places. They are robbed, they are what. And when I read papers, I find that it's because of ethnicity. Yeah, it is just that each community wants to lead, and therefore they struggle and they cause chaos and people start suffering. So now that one made me now to be inspired to have message to the public, promoting national cohesion, peace and unity, and highlighting development. So that is how it, and that is now when it reached 1985. I created so many, because at the moment I have over 60 very prominent songs that many of them you don't know. But in 1985 I created another song which is even now is more popular at the moment, Tuishangilia Kenya. Yes. So that one, especially what I saw is what made me, what I was hearing from neighboring countries is what made me get that text, compose the song containing Tuishangilia Kenya, Kenya Tunayoipenda. And it is now a signature tune within the whole republic, and also in our embassies all over the world. When you go there, you get it. Sometimes I was also invited for a festival in America, a Smithsonian Folklore Festival, and it was the signature tune for the festival, because that's a national, an annual festival that takes place. It is an exhibition whereby the Americans, they identify a particular country, one country from Africa and another from Asia or from Europe, two every year, and they come to present their innovations, what they create from their place, from music, many industrial products, arts, etc. So it was a big thing that we went. It was for a show. We were given a big place, like half of Central Park. It was divided, like Central Park here, divided into two. So one side was China and the other side was Kenya. Our music carried the day, because we had also our cultural dancers, Isikuti, those ones from Sengenya, Ramogi dancers, Wamboko na kadhalika. It was full. It carried out the day. So choral music is very important, because it educates people, it entertains people, it makes you also relax. It conveys a thematic message, and it helps also to bring peace within, and it's an indirect way of passing a message. Yes.
And you've said the bringing people together, peace is what inspired you
Yes.
to compose. And I want to ask you, how was the choral music scene back then?
Yeah, choral.
Throughout the years now, after now you were brought back to Nairobi.
Yes.
When you were in PPMC, how was the choral music scene?
Choral music, we have the, what do we call it? We also had choral music even during old days before the Western music came. It is just that we call them folk music, etc. They are also folk music, but they are also choral music that is there. It is just that they were not arranged. So it was there. And I'm very happy these days, you young people, you do those arrangements, and they come out very nice. The other choral music was already in peak. It was already recognized because the Kenya Music Festival was already there. Yes, so choirs were participating in a variety of classes, from spiritual, all types of classes there. Then now in Kenya, the patriotic music came in during. It started slowly during Kenyatta, but now the highlights were during Moi, the late President Moi, because he also loved a lot of music. Kenyatta also loved music, and I could remember when I was still young, we were going to sing to him in State House with the other choirs when I was still small, every evening, church choirs and traditional music. But then Moi really liked choral music, which arrangements of African tunes, church music. So he was a churchman, very devoted, and also set pieces. So you would find during his regime, the reason why music was highly promoted during that time, he appreciated the music very highly, because you could find every year there are so many activities going on. When music festivals are there, he's the patron. The climax will end at his place, and we'll appreciate them. He also liked giving token to the choir masters, etc. And during national days, the music is there. During his visits to various regions, and that's what promoted my music more, because when he goes to a particular county, previously people were thinking that I was going around with a choir ready-made. No, I was going to train people there who had never even sung before, and leave them there. Then I go to another one. But he was moving. Anyway, 1 week you might find in Turkana, another one in Lamu, another one there. And it was very competitive for me, but God gave me that talent. And another thing that I found is such like creativity, music for entertainment, music, patriotic music for messaging. It needs a particular style of composition. Because if you just compose like a set piece, then you cannot even train. Because a set piece you train a whole year. The song must be, first of all, very thrilling in melody. Because first of all, when they hear the melody, is when and then now the text comes. The text must also be catchy text with message. And your message should not just be petty. It should not be bootlicking. Because, there are quite a lot of our musicians that when they see a leader, they praise him because of maybe what they are going to get from him.
Yeah, the token after the performance.
Yes, but to me it was not like that. That's why you find all my songs, even that... did you hear that I composed Tawala Kenya in 1979 and Moi had it in 1983? So because it was not even intended for him to
hear it.
To hear. It was for the public, because we were just appreciating his work, and truly he was doing a lot of good job during that time. So that message, if you have a good melody and then you have a good catchy text with not just pleasing somebody for the sake, you will find that music getting into people, and they will love it and they will like it. Yes, and also it will be easier to train a group. Yeah, because if you complicate the song with a lot of text, you will find that at the end you have had very beautiful. Even now I hear there are so many beautiful tunes in church music that I hear these days. But I said I wish I met this person before so that he can summarize his message in this. Because he's talking about so many things. At the end, when I ask you what was the theme of the song, you will not say. You will be surprised. You say, or each person will say it was talking about this and that and that and that. But if you have a theme and create concentrating on that theme, when I ask you at the end, just first singing, and then I ask you, what is the theme? Can you give me the title of the song? They will give you in different words, but the same meaning. For example, when I say, Tuishangilie Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda daima. You know, it is simple, but if you don't have variety of text, it can also be monotone. You know, it can be sweet but monotone, then the ear doesn't want to hear it.
Yes.
So you must create it and develop it. Kenya tunaipenda. Then you continue, because you are telling a story. Because a story, you can't just say, oh, young man, you are a good person. You are a good because you are very good. And I am telling you, you are wonderful. People start wondering, what are you saying? But when I say, you are a good person, because of this and that and that and that and that, you know, you will have described the person and people will be satisfied. So when I say that, and then I continue here, Twajivunia Kenya, taifa letu, kadhalika, then I go, then now in the story, Kenya kipenzi, why are you saying Tuishangilia Kenya? You don't just shangilia. Then you say those things, etc., etc. The same even in the Heko Jamhuri. Then you tell a story up to the end and you describe that. Because some people are even asking me now, how did you know that Ugatuzi, that is, the evolution will come? Because now Tunasonga Mbele, I mentioned to you that the song initially it was not Tunasonga, the first verse it was Miaka 20 imepita. But when people started loving it so much, then they said this song should be, because 20 years was already gone, should be a song of all seasons. Then I changed only the first verse, and then it became Tunasonga Mbele watu wajamhuri Kenya yetu. Mikoa yaenda mbele, wilaya zaenda mbele, tarafa zaenda mbele, nchi yote yaenda mbele. And then you continue developing with it. Then at the end you find people are satisfied and they can listen and listen to the song for many years and they will never get tired of it. And that is when I am called even to address musicians when they are training, especially on composition. I advise them on that. Don't complicate the song so much. Bring simple tunes. And also, there was a Zairian person who came one time to our festivals. And he said, you are very versatile, you Kenyans. You hear, when you are in the festival, have you attended the national festivals?
Yeah.
You hear arranged music from Western Kenya. Yes, you will find that there are 10 songs in one song, and they are all beautiful songs. Then these people are telling you people, you are not commercial, you are not economical. What is wrong with you? How can you do that? Because that one can create almost 10 songs. Yes, what you do is one song and develop it with variety. Just for example, You hear the area. One time I was being interviewed, and we were together with this man called not Papa Wemba, this other one came from Kenya. You were Mami.
Oh, Kandabongo.
Kandabongo man, yes.
Yeah.
Do you know the song? Have you listened to the song? Do you know it is just Mami
Yes.
throughout? But the song is still all over, and people don't get tired of it because of the way it is arranged. Because with them they are economical. When they want to compose, they compose. When they know tomorrow again I will compose. And that is also what helped me to be composing up to now. For over 30 years I'm in this field, because I'm not limited. When I get a theme and I get a tune, I play around with it, and so that I don't do so much that next time you will be repeating what you had already done. Yeah. Yes.
And if I may ask you, what is one thing that people don't know about you?
One thing that people don't know about me is that they don't know that I am. I like. I'm very religious. Yes. So anything that I do, I pray to God that help me, and anything that before I do something, I always leave things happen according to what God wants. I'm not over ambitious. I have ambition, but I am never over ambitious. Yes, because if I was over ambitious, I would not even reach this level. As well as because of jealousy, I would have been hit by those who are jealous to throw me away. But when you are humble, people accommodate you for very long. Yes, and that is why you see I have served the government for over 35 years, and still they continue contracting me. Because I retired 4 years ago, but still they continue contracting me to do the job.
And for me, one thing that I didn't know you are a mechanical engineer.
Yes.
Now I know. And what are the changes you have observed over the years in the choral music industry?
Oh, wonderful changes. Because first of all, choral music developed more during the Moi era. Because earlier, it was the white people that were doing choral music. Africans had not picked it very well. So when Moi came in, he introduced music to be one of the main subjects in school from primary to secondary. And that one made people become interested in music. And that one made our institutions of higher learning produce more musicians. And even during his time is when we started the mushrooming of very many universities. Before we had only Nairobi University, and then Kenyatta came in, then Jomo Kenyatta. Those were the only ones. So this one made now music too, and then now people started now discovering that music is also business. And especially the gospel people took that direction, and they have benefited a lot. The only thing we still need in music, which we started when I was at the Music Commission, I hope the young people who are there will continue with, is to having a policy, a government policy protecting musicians' rights. Because here we have great musicians and they don't gain a lot. I don't want them to lose as we lost. Although me, I don't say I lost, because to God I have not lost. I didn't lose anything, because my product is all over. And there are people even in government who are majority. If I tell you this, majority of these politicians we have now are those who are in Moscow. Even sometimes I'm surprised when they tell me, oh, you taught me. Sometimes Governor Mutua was telling me, you taught me, I was one of your main soloists. How did you identify me? In Mass Square, when we had 1,000 people, Kinawa and Waigura, they were precious blood. Kinawa Malwa, who was the minister, he was also somewhere. These commissioners, police officers, many of them. So it means the message, I said, they are now the ones holding government, and it means the indirect. Me, I didn't know that I was playing a major role. But what is happening now, these are people who are patriotic, who can know that even when I am annoyed, there is an extent. I cannot go into destruction. We have other people that say, to hell is hell, let us destroy our country.
Yeah.
But these people cannot destroy their country.
And can you tell us your most memorable moment in your choral music journey?
I have so many memorable moments in my music journey.
The best.
Yes, but the best was in 1988. First in 1986 and then 1988. 1988, when we were celebrating 25 years of independence, and I trained a national mass choir of 3,500 people. And the choirs were coming from all over Kenya. So I went all districts to train, from Mandera to Lamu, Mombasa, Turkana, the whole of Western and Central. So each province was producing between 650 and 400. And they teamed up. I first trained them in their regions, and then we brought them to Nairobi. And some of them were staying at Alliance, some of them were staying at Nairobi schools. Some of them had several schools here, big school, Pangani, State House Girls. And they performed to celebrate 25th anniversary of independence. That was a great day for me. Although Nyayo era also, we had a similar group the same year, and it was interesting.
Yeah, seems very interesting.
But besides that, there was also a unique day when I went to train in the middle 90s. I went to train a choir, a mass choir in Kericho, Associate Girls, and during that time I had not been performing because of some internal things within. When you are under some people, yes, something can happen, and then they just say, maybe because of jealousy, they say, watch, I will quite quiet. And when he asked, he said, that musician is, this day is music ilienda. So, but one time somebody told me, no, the person is still there with music, and I was called. And then I went. So when I presented the music, then His Excellency the President, in the middle, the first thing when he stood now to address people, then he said, Wabi yule mwalimu? Mombasa, he was just calling me mwalimu. And then he said, who you? I was so surprised. In the middle of a huge group, a small person somewhere, me, I just went to do my duty and go back and disappear because I was sitting with the choir. And he said, huyu ndio imefanya Kenya iwe pamoja. So, unasikia? Yes. Kenya daima, Kenya daima. Yeye ndiye aliniambia, kana kitako yote kwa kiti, tawala Kenya. People laughed, it was a joke time. I was very shy when I had that. It is just in the middle of that. Yes, so I appreciate that. Also, me, I've not done music as a business, but out of music, I can remember my history where I started up to now. It is music which has made me that. But it needs patience and humility and hard work. Yes, and creativity. Yes, so I moved slowly when I was a teacher up to the level now I am retired. At the moment I am the director of public events. Yes. Yes, so to me, even when some people ask me, what did you gain out of it? But I gain because, moving to such levels, then people recognize your talent. Yes, you thank God because of giving you that talent. You also thank the leaders because they were appreciating, because quite a number of them, they were the ones who were, the presidents were the ones who were directing.
Yeah.
Previously, they were thinking President Moi. But when Kibaki came on, I got other promotions. When Uhuru came in, another promotion. Silver Star of Kenya, Order of the Grand Warrior of Kenya during Kibaki, then during Uhuru, Moran of the Golden.
Yeah, that's very nice. And
also have been appreciated by Brand Kenya and Kenyatta University and others. Yes.
Yeah, that's very nice. And what were your challenges through the years in your choral music journey, your training?
Yes. Challenges are, first of all, when you become a problem, when the people have identified you as a creative artist, it is a big challenge because you must be creating every day and night. And then interactions with more senior and old musicians. I remember one time we went somewhere and the main trainer there, he was a very professional musician. He refused to recognize me in front of senior officers until he was told, he was given leave. Yes. But I didn't take it as that because I was not boasting. At the end, I played games until, because I knew this person is more senior than me. I played games until again, on that particular day, he was the one conducting. And later on, we became very good friends. He was a man, he's now late, but he became a very good friend. So sometimes it is just misunderstanding.
Yes.
So if you are patient and not priding a lot that I know this, then you have problem. Another thing also is politics, especially when you are in political world. You must be very careful because they can also misuse you. Yes, and especially when you are doing these patriotic songs, because they can create something for their own benefit, but it is something that will destroy you. So those ones I was avoiding. And that one helped me a lot. And also having self-discipline, because especially musicians and very young people, there is danger. Kabisa. Because if you are a lady, you will be followed by all men in this world. If you are a young man, you will be followed by all ladies in this world. And if you are not careful to have self-discipline, you will never even go far.
Yeah, and one of your songs was a set piece in the last Kenya Music Festivals, the Tushangilie Kenya.
Yes.
How did you come to know about this, and how did you feel that your song now will be sung by almost every student?
In music, another thing I would tell you in music, when you compose a music, when you are a music composer, please be open and also allow other people's suggestions
and opinions.
Yes. If you don't do that, you will never reach the excellent part. Because even my songs, after the first composition, I presented even to the ordinary singers. And I tell, how do you hear it? They will also comment in their layman's way. But I will be very serious in putting down what they have put so that I can improve. So and that is why, even in those such like music of mine, they have excelled. Because I am just called upon. Like that one, even I didn't know that the committee there sat and identified my song. Because they have a committee.
Yes.
I was once a member of that committee when I was in the Ministry of Education. They sit and then identify the set pieces they want. And then they say, in this class we need this. And they discuss about it, they argue about it, and then they pick the one they want. But after picking, they inform you. Yes. No. although not really paying you, they don't pay you because it's a contribution, but in future, young people will be paid. Because a music festival is also not a commercial organization. Yes. So they call you and then they inform you. They even invited me. I was there at the festivals about listening to those music and also enjoying.
That's very nice. And what are you currently doing?
At the moment, music I cannot leave, but I do consultancy in music. When a group wants me to go and coach them, I go and coach them. But I never participate in competitions, also conducting a choir. Because of my level, they call me a father of music, so I don't want to compete. But I can come and drill you, and then you go and conduct. And I also, when you have a workshop, you invite me. But still, I tell you, the government contracts me from time to time. Even recently, we were in Kisii, and also a member of the National Celebrations Committee. And the church music have not forgotten. I still do it, although not actively, but I still coach those musicians that are there. Yes.
Any projects in the near future?
Yeah, my intention, because I know I'm already retired, but when I leave, my intention was to have something like a studio or a school, but it needs finance.
Yeah.
But we are praying. You may not know, you young people, you might be the CEO somewhere and you remember the old museum. You say, this museum, you can start him something.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are the things I do. But I also probably go and participate in my church choir organization.
And are there people you're mentoring currently?
Yes. All these musicians you are seeing in Kenya, you just interview them. With those one in university, you will find that they have a link with me. Quite a number of them. Either I trained them in high school or at the university or what. I have a daughter who is taking music. She has already graduated with bachelor's in music. Agi.
Yeah, she's a very good friend.
Yes. I still have another daughter who is still in Form 4, but very musical. Although, unfortunately, she's not in a musical school, but we intend to, if she is interested, she can do it. Because me, Kumbe, I had a talent in music, but because of the exposure, it came late after I didn't know that I was talented in music. But my mom was a talented musician. First of all, cultural music, then later on church music.
And any words of wisdom for anyone who is an upcoming choral director like I am, and or an enthusiast of choral music?
Yes, all of you are musical. What I'll say in music, the first challenge is that if you want to survive in music, you must also be a musician who listens to other people's music and appreciates. Because if you don't do that, you will be composing your song, kumbe you are composing another person's song.
Yeah, very true.
Yes. So be a wide listener of variety of music all over. That one helps you also to become an own composer of music. Because you know, music don't just come from everywhere. It comes from known to unknown. Which means a tune may ring in your mind, and when you start working on it, you will find that a particular part is resembling another sound that you have already heard somewhere. So now technically, you just change a few notes, and it will be your original composition. That's why I say widely listener. Then another thing is, you must be very creative also in learning on your own. Yes, both book work and other people's works. And then you must have self-discipline. Yes. If you don't have self-discipline, you don't go into music, you will end very briefly. Yeah. Because of those temptations ahead. Yes. Because one, either you will want money very fast, and then now you forget your talent, or you will be surrounded with those opposite sexes, and then you become confused completely.
Yeah, thank you very much. And any parting shots to our viewers?
Yes, to our viewers, I think, and listeners, what we should do in creating music is that at the moment our young people have very nice music, but what I am repeating and always trying to persuade them is that their text is not long lasting, because nearly all, 90% of the young people's music is on sex. And you know, there's the word sex and there's the word love. Do you know even the old musicians were talking about love? Yes, but they will do it in a professional language that cannot embarrass another person. But these young people, you might find there's a beautiful voice. I hear some music from Tanzanians too, so I don't want to mention their names. Even our Kenyan musicians, wonderful melody, but then the message that is there, you will find that that music will not last long, because it is a music a parent cannot listen and the child is there, or a child cannot listen. You start looking at your age when you want to listen it, and then you enjoy it, then you disappear, you hide somewhere. No, we don't want that music. We want you now to start now, create, and then concentrate on topical music, music that has message to teach people even for future. If you only listen, even Akina Daudi Kabaka and so on, you know their music, even if it is love, it is teaching somebody about something.
Yes.
That will help you. When you hear they speak about Fundikonde, Akina Nandi, those ones, they are talking about, they can even, an incident, like Feri ambayo iliua watu Mombasa, nina kadhalika. So those topical things are very educated, and they make your music last for very long. So that's what I would ask them. But I appreciate their music. It's only the text. Kama wangekubali, if they would want nini, they can call me and then I advise them. And also, don't be quick in making money, because you will go when your music is still raw. Yeah, because you might find you are appreciated, you find people liking your music, and then you say, hey, let me run for money. You run for money a lot. No. Before you go to the studio, consult widely. Yes. Don't just narrow. And don't be very proud. Don't be very arrogant. You know, quite a number of our musicians are very arrogant. Yes, on the stage, even there. Find them, they have been praised, now they are small gods. No, be down to earth and they will raise you up. Yes.
And where can we find your music? And like, I am a musician, a scholar. I could like to see the notated scores, maybe analyze them. Yeah.
I'm working on, they are not in book form at the moment, but I'm working on one to be produced, although I have them in pieces. Yes, quite a number of them in pieces. Those ones you can get from me directly. But in book form, I'm working on that, and I maybe need a sponsor. Yes, so that I can get one ready.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be waiting for it.
The videos are, I have the audio, but the videos, I'm still working on something on videos. Because what happened during those old days, most of the music was being recorded during rallies, national days, etc. And you know, those are open air performances. They are not quality-wise. And as well, they were now owned by the various media stations, and especially KBC. And it seems they did not even keep them well, because they were even grabbing those tapes, and now they wanted them, they can't get them. They were again recording things over them. So that's the problem. But there are features that we are trying to combine, because making a video is also a big problem. It depends if God still gives him his voice, I can still redo them and then have features even of the old and the new and put together and make, that's also on course.
That's very nice, and thank you very much for being here, sharing your amazing story, letting people know your history, your career, how it was. We really appreciate everything for letting us come and giving us this time interviewing you, and thank you very much and God bless you.
Thank you. I pray you people to prosper and carry on from where we have left and make music better.
And thank you to the viewers. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and you will find our email down in the description. Share your reviews, comments, and till next time, bye bye.